catch 'em all.
Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to part 8 of the Goalkeeper Challenge. The first thing we're going to do in this video is we're actually going to go back to the Goal 1 event because we forgot one thing in there. The second one from the bottom, after the timer label, well, does that matter? You know what, it doesn't matter. Let it go at the bottom. What you're going to do is you're going to do bottom, physical, set solid, no. Okay, so we need that bottom piece, which is down here, this big piece, not to be a solid. Okay, and I'll explain what that piece is for coming up. If you remember, we have a random number generation on that. And, well, I guess I could just say it now. What it's going to do is it's going to spit out a random number, 1, 2, or 3. And that's going to determine whether this, you know, when you make a save and you save the ball, whether it comes out and says good, great, or excellent. So it really has nothing to do with how close to the ball you are or how good of a save it is. It's just going to randomly generate these different words based on, you know, those random number calculations. Okay. All right. So going back into our events, we can minimize that last one we were just working on and go into a new one. And this is going to be a video of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 events. Okay. So the first one is going to be called savings. So we go in there, we call that savings. This is going to be gloves 1, sensing a touch of the ball. Excuse me. When gloves 1 senses a touch of the ball, is touching object. Yeah, is touching object of the ball. Okay, and the gloves angle. So and when we're in phase 2, so gloves angle counter 1 equal to 2. Okay, so and when we're in phase 2, which after the ball gets kicked, that's what we're in. Okay, another and here. This one's gonna say ball size larger than goal right. Ball size larger than goal right. Goal right. Okay, so what that is, let's go out for a second, is that goal right is right here. Alright, it doesn't matter which one you select, but when the ball is larger than that, that's what's going to happen, or that's what's going to trigger the next part of this event here. Okay, which means that the ball is like close to your hands. Okay. Alright, so let's hit, let's go here. What this is going to be is score savings, score label, add 1. So if you make a save, it's going to add 1 to saves. Okay, and or also I should say, everything in goals, appearance, set, hidden, yes. So we want all those detection zones to go away. Also, gloves angle is going to move to phase 4. So that's going to be counter 1, set value 4. And then the last thing is we have to reset the velocity on the ball. So and we want the ball to basically stop at that point because it'll keep gaining speed, which is we don't want. Okay, so the ball physics reset velocity. Physics set velocity. We want reset velocity. Okay, and hit done. All right, now let's see what that does. So at this point, still scoring a goal. We get goal there. And let's look at this one more time here. I just want to see if we're actually going to see a change in this. So when it touches that, it moves to phase 2. So you're not going to see anything yet, but when it touches the gloves, well, here, let's try it and see. We might see the ball disappear. Okay, so you can see that the ball is not saying goal now because it touched the gloves. Okay, so that's perfect. That's what we want. All right. So now go back into your events. We're going to move to our second event, which is called After Savings 1. So minimize this, add new event. After Savings 1. Okay, and this one's going to be After Savings 1, 2, and 3 are going to be exactly the same with 2 changes. So the first one we can create, and then we'll copy it twice. So gloves angle, when we're in phase 4, oop, not random number, hang on. Gloves angle, counter 1, did I miss that? Counter 1, is equal to 4. So when we're in phase 4 and the bottom piece spits out a random number equal to 1, that's what's going to change in the other two. It's going to be when it spits out 2, when it spits out 3. Okay, what's going to happen? The ball is going to move towards set target object goal back. All right, so what that means is when we're in phase 4 and the first random number pops up, okay, and we're not done with this yet. There's going to be the excellent text is going to come out. But the ball, no matter where it goes, if it gets saved, it's going to move back towards the center, and it's going to start getting smaller as it gets further away. So that's the only way that you can make it so it doesn't look like it's in the back of the net, by having it travel towards the center, which is this red piece right here. Okay, so you'll see that in a second as well. All right, so back down. What else is it going to do? You have to reset the system timer. So we're going to do a timer label reset timer. Okay, and it's also going to have the excellent text come out. Good, great, where's excellent? Ah, there it is. Okay, the excellent text is going to be an appearance, set opacity, set manual 100. All right, so that text will come out. And also the gloves angle will move to phase 5. So after you save the ball, we move to phase 5. Gloves angle, counter 1, set value, set manual 5. Alright, so let's see what that does. So this is all about the savings, okay? So when I save the ball, we'll see what happens. Alright, so I went to the center again. You get excellent, okay? And then in one of our next ones, we're going to have the opacity of the ball and the player go away, because we don't want to see those after you make the save. Okay, that did reset the timer, but we're not really quite ready to see what that did yet. So let's go back down. We've got 4 more, excuse me. Minimize this. Add another one. Actually, let's delete that one. We're going to copy this one. Okay, so copy. What you're going to change in here is going to be the random number is going to go to 2. Alright, and everything else, this is going to change. So this is actually going to be the good text, and that's going to be an appearance, set opacity, set manual 100. And then you can move on from that one. Alright, copy again. Let's make sure we name these correctly. After savings 2, after savings 3, this is going to be a random number set value 3, and that's going to be the great text. Okay, so the great text is just going to be the same thing. It's going to be an appearance, set opacity 100%. Alright, so now you'll see when I start saving the ball, alright, you get great. Okay, don't worry about the ball for now. Let's see if we get another random generation here of number. Alright, so good. So that's what it's doing. It's just spitting out random numbers, and that's what's going to give you the different text. Now the player doesn't really quite know that that's happening. They think that they're making a good save or whatever, but for us, we know it's randomly generated. Okay, that's basically just a part of this game. Alright, so moving on. After savings 4, this is not going to be a copied one. This is going to be something else. So we're going to have to create this one by hand. So minimize, add new event. After savings 4, okay, this is going to be when the gloves angle is in phase 5. Okay, so counter 1 equal to manual 5. So basically after the ball is saved, then this is what's going to happen. The ball, remember we said the appearance is going to set opacity, set manual, and we're going to, ooh, hang on. We want to do appearance, we want to do change opacity, which is more, rather than just boom, it's changed to something else, it's going to be like a small change over about a second. So you'll see it kind of fade away, and that's what we want it to do. Okay, so this will be change opacity, and it'll be somewhere in the -2s, which is fine, 2 point whatever. Okay, confirm. Alright, so what else are we going to do here? Also, the player is going to do the same thing. Opponent, appearance, change opacity, set manual, negative whatever. Okay. Also, we're going to have the gloves 1, appearance, set opacity 0. So when you make a good save, we talked about this a couple videos ago, you make a good save and the gloves are going to light up, and the way to make that happen is that we have to make the first set of gloves go set opacity to 0, and the next thing is going to be that the gloves 2 position is going to actually set position to object. So those first gloves are still there, you just can't see them because the opacity is 0, but we want to do set position to object gloves 1. So we'll put the second pair of gloves where the first pair of gloves are, okay? And then the next thing would be the ball size, shrink over time. This is what's going to make the ball look like it's going further away again because the ball is actually going to shrink. Set this number manual, and you can make this be like 20 or something like that. Alright, so that'll give you like 20% every second, alright, until it gets to nothing. Alright, so let's hit done on that one. Let's see what happens. So after I make a save, the player and the ball should become, they should go away. The gloves you can see light up now because they're there. The player and the ball are gone. Alright, that's what we want. So moving on, last one for this video. Reset savings. So go back in here, all the way back down to the bottom. Minimize, add new event. This one's going to be reset savings because we need to be able to save again once the ball is getting kicked again. Okay, in the next video, that's when we'll restart all of those things. Alright, so reset savings, you're going to do timer. When the timer label is greater than 3, greater than set manual 3. Alright, the gloves angle and the gloves angle, that should be an N, sorry. And the gloves angle is a counter 1 equal to phase 5. So when we're in phase 5, when we have saved the ball, okay? Gloves angle, we want it to move to phase 6. So we actually already had gloves angle there. This is going to be counter 1, set value, set manual 6. So we're moving on to the next phase. Phase 6 is when we're going to do a total reset of the level, which is going to be coming up in the next video. Okay, so nothing more to show here. You've already seen it. That's the end of this video. I appreciate you guys watching. This was part 8, I believe, of Goalkeeper Challenge. All right, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.